we're delving further into XRP's future and the crypto scene on today's show. Most likely, you have heard the buzz. XRP is generating waves never seen before. From increased institutional usage to judicial drama with the SEC, XRP is positioned to be a big participant in world finance. We will be looking at these game-changing events, forecasts for XRP's price going forward, and why the next few months might be crucial for Ripple and the larger cryptocurrency scene. Let us first explore the present legal conflict, grabbing the interest of the whole crypto community. Rising debates and headlines worldwide, the Ripple against SEC lawsuit has become one of the most discussed and keenly observed legal conflicts in the Bitcoin scene. The whole sector has suffered greatly from this continuous turmoil, as it could provide a vital precedent for how authorities classify and control digital assets going ahead. With great arguments to show that XRP should not be regarded as a security under U.S. law, Ripple's legal team has battled valiantly. Furthermore, legal perspectives and previous court rulings suggest that in this high-stakes conflict, Ripple might well have the advantage. Should the outcome at last be positive for Ripple, the door might open wide for institutional investors to enter the market, hence driving the price of XRP skyrocketing and changing the crypto scene. Still, let's not limit our attention to the legal aspect only. Ripple has been making significant behind-the-scenes actions to increase its worldwide profile. Ripple recently teamed up with a big European bank in order to apply the XRP ledger for worldwide cross-border transactions. This is significant since it indicates that Ripple is a real infrastructure for the direction of finance, not only a speculative asset. More banks and financial organizations are riding the XRP bandwagon, and this acceptance can hasten the XRP token demand. The tokenomics of XRP, which distinguishes it from many other cryptocurrencies available on the market now, really suckers all of this. XRP is set up such that there is a limited supply, most of which is locked up in escrow and cannot be regularly traded. This approach is meant to provide long-term stability in the ecology and stop abrupt dumping. Given less tokens on the market, the fundamental rules of supply and demand imply that, particularly in times of higher interest or adoption, the price can climb significantly as demand rises. Should banks and other financial institutions be obliged to retain XRP for liquidity needs, this might cause an artificial supply shock, driving the price to astronomical levels and thereby altering the scene of digital finance. Given institutional money pouring in, especially if global adoption quickens and regulatory clarity improves, XRP might jump to $20,000 or more in the next months, not out of the reach of possibility. Apart from these strategic alliances and extensive institutional acceptance, Ripple has been progressively increasing its impact over Asia, a continent famed for fast technical advancement and creativity. Funding advanced blockchain research at leading universities around the Asia-Pacific area has already made great progress possible by Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative, or UBI. Ripple is positioning itself to be at the very core of this technical revolution in finance by encouraging invention, funding university programs, and producing the next generation of blockchain developers. Universities in nations like Japan, South Korea, and Singapore are actively developing creative blockchain-based solutions on top of XRP, which not only increases the credibility and visibility of the network, but also signals a growing interest in its use for cross-border settlements, smart contracts, and even central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, so paving the path for future financial innovation in the region. Let me now discuss XRP's pricing. Given all these encouraging developments, XRP has been naturally becoming more popular on the market. With experts estimating XRP might reach $20,000 within a year or two, the price forecasts are sky high. Though that sounds like a reach, it is not totally out of the question. Should XRP keep receiving institutional support, supply-demand dynamics might drive the price to hitherto unthinkable heights. Of course, some people reject these forecasts as fiction, but the sheer volume of integrations and alliances occurring behind the scenes points another direction. One should also highlight the part whales play in this industry. Any cryptocurrency's price can be much influenced by whale behavior. XRP is not an exception. Large institutional players allegedly have been accumulating significant XRP quantities recently, quietly purchasing billions of XRP. Some whales' long-term holding methods point to them wagering on the future prosperity of XRP and Ripple. Not just retail investors are driving the market nowadays. This kind of market action is generally a prelude of significant price swings. The release of XRP perpetual futures contracts on key exchanges could be one of the main drivers of XRP's ascent. This would give institutional traders a means of speculating on XRP's price without really possessing the coin. These futures contracts can inflow liquidity into the market, therefore increasing the demand for XRP and hence its price. Conversely, some people doubt XRP's long-term worth on the other end of the spectrum. Critics of Ripple sometimes highlight the great degree of centralization in the network and contend that it is fragile as it depends on one corporation. Still, Ripple's ongoing attempts to distribute the network and inspire third-party developers to expand on the XRP ledger assist to allay these worries. The network's decentralization will keep rising as more developers start initiatives on top of XRP. Regulation's importance also looms big. Years of debate over digital assets have made the US SEC's position a source of controversy. Yet, Ripple's legal triumph against the SEC will be a powerful message to the sector. The environment of regulations for cryptocurrencies is starting to steady. The Ripple case might establish a standard for how authorities see digital currencies and open the path for a more favorable legislative climate for other blockchain initiatives. Should XRP triumph in court, it may become the global poster child for crypto acceptance. Still, it's not only about Ripple's institutional adoption or legal conflicts. One should also take technical XRPs with consideration. To be honest, among the most scalable blockchain systems available is the XRP ledger. Thousands of transactions per second allow it to be a perfect fit for usage in worldwide payment systems. Key elements that truly distinguish XRP from other digital assets are cheap fees and quick transaction speeds. XRP is an excellent contender for general use in a financial ecosystem needing fast throughput and efficiency since of its technical advantage. Looking ahead,